You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Then I'll
that
send.
wild boy.
Then I'll send out the tweet. I will summon the goons. And whoever's here is here to witness greatness, and then we keep it moving. You feel me?
Oh, bong.
Why you speaking fucking for me? I can't think of why she want me. Feel like shit, I'm such a phony. I'm in the void, it gets so noisy. Why you speaking fucking for me? I can't think of why she want me. Feel like I'm shitty, I'm such a phony. I'm in the void, it gets so noisy. Tell me what you want, I ain't waiting for the right time. Riding 2 a.m. but I ain't waiting for the hot time. I'm in my element because I'm heaven sent. Resurrection is my king, guess I am the revenant. Drinking just to calm myself, I'm feeling like I'm in a daze. 2020 was the worst, I guess I search for better days. You know you're running in the dark, we got you in a maze. You know I like to stack or do I like to bake, I guess that's no surprise. I'm feeling like the captain, bitch, I run the enterprise. She like to think she is the one, but bitch, I am the prize. And if you saw through me because it's a disguise. Why you speaking fucking for me? I can't think of why she want me. Feel like shitty.
Yeah, what's your ad again?
Mine?
Yeah.
Saber Kaniki?
Just pop up. Why gotta give me so much trouble?
Yeah, so it don't work. As it never does.
As soon as I gotta share something, you hate to see it.
Yeah.
Why you speaking fucking for me? I can't think of why she want me. Feel like shitty, I'm such a phony. I'm in the void, it gets so noisy.
Are you afraid of intimacy or others? If you keep clear of other people, then you won't be betrayed. You can avoid hurting each other. But you won't stop feeling lonely.
Kako, what it do? Sykes, what it do? Another 5 a.m. stream. Have mercy on play. Listen, I'll be streaming in the day sometimes. I think about y'all. Trust me, I do.
Barely.
Everything sounds good on our end, cause I don't know, my mic aux is just like red. It's usually in the yellow, so I hope I don't sound like crazy loud. So let me know how everything sounds.
Open their shit, but fucking ad plays.
Everything sounds good on our end. Yeah, it's good. Alrighty, welcome to episode 3. Wait, did I have a thing for this? An intro?
Did you?
I don't remember. We don't have one for the other one, do we? Or do we? No, I don't remember. I don't know.
Man, I don't know nothing.
Whatever. Pretend there's like a cool intro phrase. But yeah. Frame 1 broadcast episode 3. Here with Simi. You know we here. We the Medjays of gaming. Yes, sir. I am the Medjay of Siwa. And I think we have some interesting news and topics to talk about today related to gaming. And something of that nature. How are we doing, Simi? How are we doing today?
I'm fine. Just dandy.
Mm-hmm. And I'm good. All is well. I just been honestly, I've been at peace. I get up, I work out, I go to the plantation, I come home, I work out, I game. You know, like I just been peace, just chilling in peace. You know, nothing crazy, not going out or nothing like that. I just been chilling. It's been good. Good for the soul. Yeah, what you been playing though? Like anything recently? You playing right now?
Listen, I wish I was playing shit, man. These fucking animal obligations got me in the mud, boy. Son, I only beat 2 games in February. That's fucking pathetic.
What a noob.
Hey, hold on. Don't talk sweet to me.
Before you start reading. Oh
I
man.
was playing freaking Fallout 3. I would have liked to have that long beat, but that's the shit I was doing mainly.
What up, Yak?
Unfortunately, JoJo and One Piece out.
Hey, we love to see it. But all right. For me, oddly enough, so funny story, kind of, I guess. Not funny, but just I don't have it anymore. I brought it back because I wanted to get the maximum amount of credit I could from EB Games or GameStop, depending on where you're from, I guess. But Simi injected One Piece to his veins. No time for gaming. OP Simi is hitting though. Simi becoming a weeb. He always was one. He tried to get away from his roots. Yeah. So I got my friend got me Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. It was cool. It was alright. Now, would I ever pay? Well, I guess for depending on where you are, for me, $79.99 plus tax for that. Fuck no, baby. That shit whack. For $79. The open world Mario thing is cool. I think I understand. Remember, I told you Donkey was saying that he feels like it's a prototype. I get what he was saying because like. You have like an item inventory now, so you can kind of use whatever item you want. You get 5 of each. It's just open world. You just go whatever you want and find whatever stars or cat shines, whatever you want, if you will. So, yeah. The game was fine. I actually probably enjoyed Mario Odyssey more though, just because of the hijinks I can do with my movement. Movement is important in gaming to me. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, other than that, I've been playing Resident Evil. One of my friends, he just got fed up. He did the thing like I remember when I wanted Alan to really play the 999 games. I just gave him ideas with the game on it. Like press start, click the file. Here you go. There's no running. There's no escape. But yeah, we good. Yak. We chilling. What up, Klein? And I think I just seen Lord Olympus getting a paper book. Actually, that's good because my sister really likes that. I haven't read Lord Olympus in a long time, but my sister fucks with it. Someone let her know, so thank you for telling me that. But this is a gaming podcast, so keep your webtoon talk over there. And other than that, I've been playing. Well, did I even finish the story? I don't think I finished the story. He wanted me to play Resident Evil, so he just gave me all the games that he has. Like, no, here you go. Here, so I just did the 2 remake, 3 remake. Play 6 right now. I have Code Veronica. I feel like there's one more I'm forgetting. But also not too long ago at my friend's house. I've been at his house a couple of times recently, and he has like a 4K TV and like a SIG display and monitor, everything set up. And I just go there sometimes. He's like literally like 3 steps from my house, and he had Ragnarok. Fuck. Valhalla. He had Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and now I was playing it for a bit, and I was like, this kind of raw. Like, I'm having a good time. This is good. I haven't played Assassin's Creed since Black Flag in about 2015. I've been away from the franchise long enough that it's almost new to me again. So I just had to hop back into it. And I remember Simi was always talking about one of the games. I couldn't remember if it was Odyssey or Origins that he's really liked. It was Origins. You end up getting that for $13, and I had a fucking blast. Like. If you see my name on Twitter, it's Naya Siwa, because you know what I'm saying. Like I honestly want to talk about the game and the franchise a little bit just before we dive into some other topics. But yeah, like I definitely thank you for recommending me that, because I have not been that's like this in tune with I have this much synergy with the character that I was playing as in such a long time. Like I love Bayek, like he's that dude. Let me see something.
He's so fucking raw, man.
You're playing what? Reese tier? I don't know what that is. Jace having his mini reverie. Kale was capping like my sister when she says she loves my. Oh my lord. Black Flag Go. Yeah, Black Flag is raw. I thought it was the Pokemon podcast that gets it wrong. You got it wrong, but I will touch on it. But yeah, if you could, like, I mean, not that you forgot, but like, what are your general opinions and thoughts on Odyssey? I don't like the constellation thing, by the way. Just a complete random side thing. I hate all of them. Not the part where you're talking to Kimu. That was raw. I'm just like, I honestly would just spread it around and go to each constellation until it fit. I did not try. Abdel, my dude, thank you, brother. My goal. Have a great stream. Watched a lot after. I appreciate that. But yeah, what are your thoughts on the game in general? Before I hop into my stuff.
You asked me about Odyssey. You asked me about Odyssey or Origins?
Origins, sorry. I meant to say
Oh,
Origins if I fucked up. If I said Odyssey. I just meant that like I asked you which one was what, and you told me Origins was the one that you was really messing with.
yeah, Origins is absolutely fantastic. I would most definitely recommend that game to anybody who likes AAA games, open world games, action games, and even freaking Assassin's Creed fans. Because I know Origins was pretty popular when it came out, but Origins is fantastic. I, for one, like, I never really had a history with this series. Like, I didn't hate it, but I wasn't standing it either. It was literally just one of those things that was just there for me, so I just ignored it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I played 3 back in middle school. My friend let me borrow his copy of 3. That was the very first one I played. I played it and beat it. I thought it was whatever. Then I didn't play another one until Liberations on the PS Vita, because I got the white version that came with that game bundled. So I played that. I also thought that was whatever, and then I ain't played another one since. So it was just like, all right, what the fuck ever. Then Origins came out. I was still like, whatever. Then eventually, I don't remember if I got it free or I just bought it when it was really fucking cheap. I think I might have gotten it for free.
I feel like free, personally.
But yeah, so then I was like, all right, let me just try this. Let me just try this. And boy, that opening scene, I was hooked since. That shit is so gas packed. I say, wait, hold on. We in the fucking pyramid? Niggas fighting on a mountain of treasure to the death? I said, huh? Oh my god, that game went, whew. That introduction went stupid. And just, I think Ubisoft really knocked it out of the park with restarting the series by giving us the freaking origin story of it all, and then completely rebooting all of the mechanics, so making it a proper open world and making it RPG elements with both fucking inventory and stats. And I thought it really fit. I had no idea this was gonna fit, but it really did. It was like a match made in heaven. I think they knocked it out of the park. The game is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, I think they did that overhaul. Like, I still can't get past that one rooftop in the first Assassin's Creed. Stop it. It is, that one is kind of hard to go back and play though, because I definitely played that one second. But Naval Warfare, everything, I feel that. Truly, I do. Have a good night. Back to reading. I'll go check out the VOD later. All right, man. Take care. Appreciate you stopping by. But yeah, my introduction to the game was in college. So this is about 2011, 2012. I don't know how old I am. I don't know. I could be wrong. But anyways, I played 3 first. What's up, Zodiac? My guy. How you doing? I started off with Brotherhood, and I loved it actually. So I went back and I replayed the ones up until Brotherhood. I didn't really play any of those side spin-off ones like China and the one with the dude from Russia and stuff like that. Yeah, I played all the main. Yeah, I played like the mainline ones only. So I played the one with Altair, the first one. It's like I don't know. It's just I wish I played it first. Put it that way. The Ezio trilogy, it's cool. I like the last one the most when he's older, the oldest. With the little hook, I like that. Then I like Brotherhood. I thought Connor Kenway, I can't pronounce his name, but Jesus Christ, I fucking love that nigga, and he's like the one that everyone hates the most for some reason. I know a lot of white people hate him, but we gonna say that for another day. I totally. That's Saber Kaneki, the one who gave Masu Gakuen. Yes.
That's me.
Yep. So he's the king. Yes, that is him. We doing good, man. About to eat dinner. Glad to see you streaming tonight. Yeah. It's supposed to be Tuesday. Actually, it's Thursday. I'm doing my job. I've been good though. I've been streaming at least like 3 times though. But that being said, yeah, like I played Black Flag, and like Naval Warfare was amazing. I was a pirate, and I said, oh wow, they'll never top this. I'm good, and I kind of checked that. I was also checked out of the story. Like the overarching story that ties back to the modern time. The modern stuff was always whack, but I was mildly invested. And then Desmond died, and I was like, what the fuck are we gonna do now? So ever since then I have not cared about any of the modern stuff at all, which is kind of crazy. But having popped back into now with Origins with Bayek and stuff. I don't care about the Layla thing, but the Bayek story in Egypt with Aya and everything was just awesome, amazing. Like he's my favorite protagonist of the Assassin's Creed series. So Connor got hit the two or Raton. If I see it, I could probably say it, but I can't pronounce it. I'm not even gonna try. But yeah, the game was really good. Like it's a little too big for my liking, low key. Like I kind of don't like big games. I get lost easily. I'm the person who's like, oh, I'm gonna go do the side quest. And yeah, and then it'll be in 4 hours will go by, and I did everything but the thing that because I'm like, oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? And I'm like, bro, you've done no story. You've done no side quest. You just keep jumping off of high places at the haystacks and leaves. Like, you have to get Senu's vision up. You know, I have to get Senu's vision up. So, well, yeah, honestly, it was a great game. Like to the point where I feel a little bit refreshed with the franchise because I understand why they did what they did. It had to have gotten stale to some degree.
It did.
Right?
It did it.
So, yeah. Yeah, I'm like Zorro in real life and in video games, so like it just hurts because I'm like, damn, I don't even know where I'm going. But I felt like with this game there wasn't too much clutter, but there was a lot of missions I thought that were kind of like I go to a question mark and it's like, oh, the hippopotamus camp. I'm like, bro, don't bring me over here to kill some fucking hippos. Are you serious? are y'all niggas serious?
Those people would beat my ass too.
I'm like, wait a minute, hippos are hippos even feral? Like, do they attack niggas? Like, I had so many questions. But yeah, man, great game. So thank you for putting me on that.
Funny thing that you said that you're gonna be in the mud with Odyssey because Odyssey's map is way larger than fucking Origins.
Dang, it's okay.
But I feel you with that. But with open world games like that are huge, I just do the side quest stuff until I burn out. And then that's where I do the story shit. So I get my feel of the open world. Then when I get my feel of that, I'm like, all right, let me just do the story and whatnot. But I get tired of fucking doing side quests. I'm like, all right, let me just actually see what the story going on.
Yeah,
I feel like giant worlds can be 101% intimidating. That's why the entire country of Japan don't like open world games. Yeah, because freaking you telling me I have how many freaking miles of square feet to explore, now you just throwing my ass in here with little to no barriers? Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I definitely like open world games in the sense that, like, my favorite thing to probably do in these type of games is just, like, be let loose so I can just do what I want, where I can get lost and this and that and the third. It was just that, like, I was originally like, okay, like, this is pretty cool. And I remember when I first zoomed out, I'm like, this is whoa, bro, look at all the lost that sand. I'm like, oh my goodness, we finna get lost, baby. So, but it's good that I do like that there's a lot of fast travel points. So that did help me a lot because like it's not like a fast travel. I don't mind traveling via low key. Do camels move that quickly, bro? I feel like every time I see camels, they just walking. I don't know if I ever seen someone ride a camel like that. So I'll first be like, bro, I'm riding a camel. It's supposed to take forever. And that camel started galloping. I was like, hey, wait, hold up. That's some speed. Hold on. We getting there. So, how do you know the story?
Oh, the story is absolutely fantastic.
Bayek's story, not Layla's.
Of course not. All fucking course. Who the fuck cares about whatever the fuck going on? Did this bitch in a fucking cave? Nah, I'm good off that. Anyways,
Abstergo.
Listen, man.
They will acknowledge me.
I don't know about y'all, but revenge stories hit. I don't know if maybe it's just from natural anti-culture building up within me from looking at years worth of fucking Japanese media, but for me, revenge stories does hit. I'm like, bro, just give me a story where I'm trying to get some folk out of here, and I'm in there.
Mm-hmm.
And they, like, it's not nothing, like, the story isn't no freaking mind-boggling, make you learn something new type shit. It, in retrospect, it's pretty simple, but just being able to play it, the voice acting and the scenes, I think did their job with getting the picture across. And I was 101% invested, man. Bayek's story, that boy raw, freaking he wiped Aya raw, even though she kind of wild.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was 101% in there, and I'm like, bro, this how you make history interesting. Like they
What's
got a
the?
mission. Now go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, what's the guy's name again? Salim. I know it's I think Salim Abu Bakar, or something like that. He did a great job with Bayek's voice. Like amazing, amazing.
Yeah, no, he knocked that shit out of the fucking park. And it's like I think Ubisoft really truly shines here when they get to do games based off of places that are not in the fucking Americas when and whatnot. So I think that their whole brand of diversity and all that other stuff it really shines with shit like this. I thought it was fucking fantastic. Egypt is a fantastic setting, and I think Bike was a great lead. He got a sense of humor. He got his time to be serious, and he's goal oriented. His mission is revenge, but he's not consumed by it. However, the story doesn't make it obnoxious either. You know, the whole well, if you live by your revenge, then you will just become an empty tool of the type B. You know, so I think they had a very good balance of all of that, and I was 100% in for that.
Yeah, I feel you. No, I'll speak in a second, but is God of War a good revenge story? It's a fun one. I'll give you that much. I don't like Kratos though. I just don't like Kratos. I mean, I like being Kratos, you raw, but like in fighting, but I'm not a Kratos fan. I might tell the story later if I remember. But you were right with the opening scene. Like that was just crazy. It threw me off a little bit, but I was like, bro, with that scene. Was it the Huron? I can't even remember right now. I know my own name, neck. I'm like, bro, I don't even know what's happening yet, but this shit is raw. I didn't even know about Kemu like that. I'm like, yo. He said, I sleep. I never sleep. I'm like, bro, my heart beating. I don't even know what's happening. My heart beating. It's been so hard right now. That shit was such a great scene to like hook me in, and then they scaled it back. Like, oh yeah, we're just doing Medjay things, yada yada. But what he says is absolutely true. What I knew I really fucked with Bayek was when you go to the next place after CY, when you're about to meet up with Aya. You didn't meet up with her yet, but you meet your friend. Mm-hmm. And when you're in the temple or whatever, and the kids come around, they jump at you, Uncle Bayek. I'm like, yeah, this guy's the truth, bro. I know he lost his son, but he still, he looks at kids and like, what, I want the youth to grow up and be proper and everything. He doesn't look at kids and be like, children, I don't fuck with children. I lost them. He didn't do that. I thought he was gonna be weird around kids because it just reminded him of his son type B. But even that one mission I did with the kid with the hyenas who got lost, used to be friends with Kemu. Mm-hmm. That was dope too. So just like, I really love characters that can kind of balance that. Like, they're good and kind natured when they need to be, but once that flip gets switched and it's time to be raw and kill, and no one's stopping them, bro. I love Bayek. That's my
I think that they nailed it perfectly. With his status of being the Medjay of his village. So he knows what it feels like to be in battle, to fight life and death. But he's not a cold-blooded killer either. The whole reason that he has that status is because of his love for his of his home village, right? So I think they did a good job of balancing those two aspects of his character. That's why I said it, and it's not freaking annoying. He's not no cold-blooded, I don't give a shit about nothing character, but he's not no freaking whiny bitch either. It was a nice blend of the two, and I'm like, it just feels so good to experience a story like this. And again, it might be a bias for me literally experiencing Japanese media that's just one side of the spectrum for how many years straight. So that might be freaking my life of it. Yeah. Might be overblowing it, but to me it just felt so good,
It felt good to have a revenge story that I can just kind of revel in. There was no one there was obviously a couple of moments where you could tell Bayek wasn't taking care of himself and stuff like that. Like when he first I haven't slept, I probably doesn't sleep like that, but to kind of immerse myself and be all into a revenge story, and I don't have to actually constantly hear things like, you'll just become you know, you're no better than him, Batman. If you kill the Joker, I'm pretty sure if you kill the Joker, Bruce Wayne, you'll be alright, bro. You will not be a fucking piece of shit person, bro. Put that nigga in the fucking cemetery. What's wrong with you? So like, and the fact that Aya too, he's like, yo, I bludgeoned him to death with this, and Aya was like, that's what I'm trying to eat, bro. I'm like, yo, I'm clapping, I'm standing up, I'm pacing back and forth in my room. Like, I was just, I don't know. I haven't been that invested in the game in quite some time, so it was good. It was good. I'm happy that I played it. I didn't love the combat, but I won't lie to you. I just became a parry merchant. That's all I did. I just hold was it L1 maybe? L1, got my shield up. You attack. I just slap that shit away, and I just hit R1. Yaka yaka yakum. I like the sickle blades too, the fast ones. I come with with the burter speed, bro. Fastest in the universe type beat. So yeah, it was good. Good game.
Yeah, I don't the combat. I actually like the combat a lot. It's not nothing crazy, not nothing to write home about. It's pretty simple.
Yeah,
in nature,
that's fair.
I think it worked well. I just really like how they gave you a bunch of different weapons, and the different weapons have their own animations and their own finishers, along with their own stats.
Strengths and weaknesses, like reach. But you might not have a shield now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I love both in Origins and Odyssey. I love using the scepters, the big giant ass fucking weapons, because man, those finishing animations, especially when the game glitch out, sweep the nigga leg, he fall on the floor, lift that shit over my head, fucking crush his torso, and he just shoot into the stratosphere. That shit is so funny.
Oh yeah, duh, I got some funny ones too. There was one guy who I killed and he just kept talking. It was so like he kept talking as if like I see someone, right? But I'm like, you're dead. Why you keep talking? It's so funny. He kept talking, bro. And I'm like, yo, he is. I laid him out and threw him in the grass. Why can I still hear him? Oh man, but all right. Let's not stay on this too long because we got a lot of things to get to. But definitely a good game. I actually highly recommend it. I might talk about it more in some video later on or something. But it's a good game, honestly. Like, even if you're not an Assassin's Creed fan, because I wish I knew more about the community and I was around from start to finish, because I don't really know. I know a lot of people don't like some of these games because they feel like it's a good game, but is it a good quote? You know, Zelda fans like Breath of the Wild's a good game, but is it a good Zelda game? I don't know. It's not great enough time. But like, like a lot of people complain about these like more recent games is that they're only Assassin's Creed in quote unquote name. You know, Ubisoft, but like you don't do enough assassin shit. Even Pat said that about one of the games. Was it Origins actually?
I'm actually not sure.
He said it about one of them too. He said it's a good game, but he didn't think it's a good Assassin's Creed game. I'm like, bro, maybe that's about Black Flag, but I told you I don't give a fuck about any of that, bro. As long as I'm raw and it's fun, I don't even like sneaking around, so it's totally fine to me. I did not in this game. If I didn't have to be stealthy, I didn't really do it that often. I would just like bandit camps. I just walked in that mug, do a firebomb, and start fucking niggas up.
Before we move on, I just want to talk about one scene. Man, when they gave us that naval combat as Aya's son, I think that might be one of the most beautiful scenes graphically I've seen in a very long time. Shoot, maybe ever. Just the coloring of the atmosphere, the clouds, the sky, the ocean, the way the fire arrows look. Son, that shit was so gas. Like, Black Flag has become so popular that they have always incorporated some sort of naval combat in the game since and whatnot. And I'm glad that they managed to fit that one little scene in to accommodate those fans for that game. But it was just so nice to do, commanding my own fucking shit. And just how good it fucking looked. Like, I can't get over just how beautiful that shit was. It was so fucking raw.
And I'm so happy we got to use her. Like,
absolutely.
Because I'm like, I love Bayek and I follow her a bit more, but I'm equally as invested in her. She's equally as dope. And why would they play like that at the end, bro? I'm not trying. Like I said, this DLC, I met up with her again a little bit. So I don't know if you got that far. But I say nothing but like, bro, the ending when they're like, yeah, we have to go our separate ways. Like, no, come with me. I'm coming with you. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Don't leave me. Oh my goodness. And you just walk away. I'm like, Mike, bro, I feel you, son. I'm so sad, bro. Like, fuck this hit one shit. Where you at? Let's make another song. Alright, but yeah. No. Good game though. Naval combat, yeah, that One Piece. Oof. I could see Naya epic failing at sneaking. Yeah, I'm not good. I'm not good at all. I can't even tell who was attacking me sometimes. Alright. But yeah, Assassin's Creed's cool. In my book. Now Resident Evil. So I just beat the remakes. I like played 2 with my friend, like when they came out originally. A 2 remake. I think we did the Leon stuff, but I'm trying to remember. It was me, Laura, and Nick. I remember that. But anyways, this shit was cool. I don't know. I'm not a horror guy. I'm not really into that like that. But like, I had fun playing the games though. I won't lie to you. Like, I played on the easy difficulty, but I didn't play on anything other than the easy difficulty. But they were fun and they were cool. And like a lot of the stuff that I remember talking to my friends about, like if there's like I would say 3 franchises that I grew up like people I know grew up loving that I just didn't care about and play, but I talk about it a lot because they love it. It's Final Fantasy. Didn't really play much of them, but my friends love it, so I know a lot about all the games. I want to say Metal Gear, but Metal Gear is pretty convoluted. But I would go with Resident Evil for sure. I have a lot of Resident Evil friends who love that shit to death. Have been trying to get me to really play them for years. And actually, oddly enough, a little bit of Dragon Quest for my like JRPG like niggas. So, it was cool because this is really the first one I've sat and played and really beaten alone type beat. Like I've played 5 when it came out back with my friend. I played as Shiva. He played as Chris Redfield, and we beat the game together. I watched my friend beat 4. Pretty much like I was pretty much there like for the majority of the gameplay. I slept over for the weekend, so I was there for like 3 days when he was playing it back in the day. So and the same guy, I pretty much watched him beat 6, which I'm currently playing right now. But Resident Evil is cool. I get the appeal and stuff. But I got. Is that you? Tom? I appreciate it, man. My guy. But yeah, what are your actual Resident Evil or like origin story before you really get into like these 2 games stuff? By the way, like how did you start getting into it?
So I'm in the camp. I would be in the camp of the freaking Ari fans. Ari has been one of the biggest franchises of my childhood and still is today. It's a series that I grew up with for as long as I could remember. My earliest memory is watching my sister play Resident Evil 2, the N64 version. That freaking miracle of a port. But yeah, I've been around Resident Evil for as long as I could remember. Naturally, the series is older than me, but my earliest memory is freaking Vanilla 2 on N64, and I've been around it ever since. I watched my sister play pretty much all of them until I started playing them myself. The first one I actually played myself was 5, but I watched her play 2. I watched her play 1. When the GameCube remake came out, I watched her play 3. I watched her play 4 numerous times. I watched her play 5, and then by the time 6 came out, I was already playing the games and old enough to freaking be a part of fandom myself, full-fledged or full-time, if you will. So then I played 6, and I played 7. But yeah, this series has been with me for a very long time, and it's a series that I hold very, 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 very dear to my heart. I guess you could classify me as a horror head. I like the horror genre. I think it's fantastic, especially in the video game realm of things, because the horror genre allows for so many good mechanics and all of that, but they have really good stories.
I'm a coward, bro.
I know, it's okay, perfectly fine. Like the atmosphere, environments, music especially.
Music's good.
And mechanics, specifically the survival horror subgenre, having to literally super manage your resource, having the literal fear of not being able to kill every single monster that comes before you, having to run when need to and whatnot, solving puzzles, this, that, and the third. I think all of those things are really, really good things that translate well into video games. So that's why I like the genre a lot. I'll never stop playing horror games. Horror games are absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I'm a scaredy cat, so like it's hard for me to play these because like I will get nightmares, right? So I'm that guy, so I don't really fuck with horror like that. Like Dead Space probably like before Dead Space stopped being what it was, but like Dead Space probably the only other one I really played like that. I think I played the demo of like Fear way back in the day or something like that. I turned the brightness all the way up, but yeah, like I play my blinds are open, sun beaming through, lights are on. Like I'm not playing that shit in the dark, so I'm like usually pretty okay. You can get me some jump scares, but yeah, fuck the Birkin family. I can't stand them. Especially that William and the mom. I don't remember the mom's name. Sherry was pissing me off for a long time, but when I realized Sherry was the girl from 6, I'm like, okay, nah, she's fine. She's alright. Even though she was so pissed me off in that game, she's a liability. I'm trying to throw her away and live, you know what I'm saying? But the game's good, man. Like I wish I could speak on like how they remade it and what they changed and if I can catch some Easter eggs and stuff, because I always hate not knowing that kind of stuff. I'm literally coming in like kind of blind with like the randomness of information in my head because I've seen and talked about it a lot. But it was really cool. Street saying Naya had to skip the oh, don't kill me. Nah, let the go. What about Blood Omen Legacy Kind? Did you play that? I've never heard of that.
Actually, I didn't get to play the Legacy of Kain series.
Kain, whoa, I'm an idiot. Is it Kain? Oh my god.
Surprisingly enough, even though that series was wildly popular, it never freaking caught on like that with my family and my group of people. So I was completely out of the loop. However, now that I am a full-fledged adult, I own the entire series digitally on PC. I still have yet to play them. I want to play the first one. I want to do a let's play of the first one, the PS1 game. Because the very first, the opening FMV in that game is absolutely fucking hilarious. Yeah, I need to share that with a fucking wide audience. But yeah, that's a series I'm looking forward to get into.
I'll look into it a bit. But I want to pick your brain a little bit on why 2 is a good remake and why 3 isn't for the before we really dive into whatever. Like why didn't you like the remake of 3?
Oh man, that's a really easy question. It's a good question, but it's a really easy question. Luckily for you, you know, I've been around this series for how long, and I've been around all of the games, so I can't tell you the differences between these 2 remakes and their vanilla counterparts. You know, Resident Evil 2 remake or RE2 2018, whatever you want to call it. I am a firm believer that is one of the best remakes ever created. Mm-hmm. That's going down in history as one of the best remakes of all time. They perfectly managed to keep the essence of the vanilla game while quote unquote modernizing it for a new audience and whatnot. And they completely knocked it out of the park. You know me, I usually shit on Capcom because they fucking deserve it. But they did good with that game. They did really fucking good with that game. In every sense of the freaking word. You know, I played the game on the hardest difficulty. I usually don't do that. The only real reason why I did that is because only the hardest difficulty has ink ribbons. What the fuck is ink ribbon? You know, back in the old games that had tank controls and pre-rendered graphics, the save feature, the saving in the game was also a part of your management. There's only a limited amount of saves. You can't save unlimitedly. So
oh my god.
So yeah, so to save you have to find a save room which has a typewriter in it, and to use the typewriter you need to use ink ribbon. And there's a very finite amount of ink ribbons in those games. So you can't save infinitely. So there was always a bit of danger whenever you played the game, whenever you're trying to progress, where you're like, that if I die, I'm gonna have to do all this shit over type B, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why I played the game on hard difficulty, because I wanted the ink ribbons. I didn't want to freaking have unlimited saves. But Resident Evil, actually, not go ahead.
Oh, just clearing my throat.
All right. Resident Evil 2 is fantastic. It's a really good game because it kept the horror of 2, so both the sense of being in danger and the puzzles, while adding new scenes that wasn't in the vanilla game, and a completely new control scheme. You know, not being tank controls, and what I'm more having a more over the shoulder approach like Resident Evil 4 and 5, and it fits so well. They did the police station justice. Like they did it really good, just as iconic as it was back in freaking. I believe 2 came out in '97. I want to say '97 so bad, but it's really good. Now, why Resident Evil 3 remake is a bad, not only game but remake in general, is because they got nothing right. So
Sorry, I was ready for that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
nah, they literally got nothing right. So look, so apparently what I heard is they had 2 teams, a team and a B team. The A team made Resident Evil 2 remake, and the B team made Resident Evil 3 remake. So it's very easy to tell the quality difference
Dang.
between the two, and I'm going to explain why. So for Resident Evil 3, they wanted to take a more action approach than a more slow and methodical approach as the other games have, which already is not a good thing because the way that the game mechanics work, it is not suited for very fast gameplay. I cannot tell you how many times that my bullets would just fly through zombies and whatnot, or zombies would like teleport, dang near teleport and grab me even though I'm long gone type beat. You know, at the end of the day, the way that the game works, the way that the engine worked, it wasn't made for fast, high-paced action. That's number one. Number two, a big part of the survival horror genre is the puzzles, right? So puzzle solving is a huge aspect of it. You pretty much can't have a survival horror game without there being puzzles in it. Resident Evil 3 has like 1, and that doesn't even count. You just freaking connecting lines. There's no fucking puzzles in that game at all. There's none, and I don't know why, because in the original Resident Evil 3 vanilla release, there was puzzles. They completely removed the puzzles for no reason. It didn't, and removing the puzzle didn't add any aspects to the game at all. It didn't do any good. There's no aspect of survival horror because they give you just a shit ton of ammo everywhere throughout the game. I don't ever feel a sense of danger because I literally ran Resident Evil 3. I played that game on hard difficulty as well. I ran through that entire game, like at least 90% of the game with max handgun ammo. Throughout the entire fucking thing. There's never a sense. There's never a time where I feel in danger, where I feel like I have to freaking resource or anything like that, because
that's fair. That much is fair. That's true. Yeah.
I'm swimming in ammo. And then 3, the way that they changed the way that the story was presented is just so nonsensical and such a product of the time that we're in now. Why they completely changed Jill's character for whatever reason. That's number one. I don't even really get into that, but they changed Jill's character. They have her getting freaking throat fucked by fucking spider mutants and whatnot, like a third in the game for whatever fucking reason. That shit weird. But
they gotta stop with these fucking arachnid. My eyes are damn near closed, just shooting for dear life, hoping they just die. I'm fucking alright. Anyways, keep going.
Oh man, like, and it's like they really turned Jill into a freaking reboot Lara Croft. So you're sitting here and expecting me to believe that tiny dinky little Jill is getting thrown around, slammed around on concrete wood, bricks, metal, having no broken bones, no nothing, and she completely survived throughout that entire fucking incident. In the original game, yes, Nemesis is constantly chasing you. However, you're not literally getting blown out of freaking windows and falling down freaking chutes, breaking the chute, falling down on concrete type beat, then getting up and brushing it off and keep it running and all that type of shit. They still had a sense of realism, you know? You wasn't freaking taking wild ass fucking damage and shit like it's a fucking action movie. It's fucking silly.
Oh man. See, it's so weird being in this position because usually for any type of like remake or something, I usually have way more insight. If not, I'm playing the remake. I haven't already played the original, like definitive edition for Xenoblade Chronicles. You know what I'm saying? So like, I can always be like, I can see what's better, what's been modernized and changed, whatever it is. But fuck, man, it's. I actually have to agree with you. Like I definitely felt like Jill. I'm like, bro, you'd be dead, paralyzed, broken bones, something. You just keep getting. I'm like, bro. I'm like, yo. I honestly thought, you know what? Maybe I misremembered something because I'm thinking of 5 because I feel like she got enhanced. Maybe I thought the whole time she was surviving because she already had some of the virus in her or something like that. I don't remember.
That was way before. This is way before.
Okay. So
this is taking place during the same time as 2. So this is literally immediately after the freaking Umbrella Mansion incident.
Mm-hmm.
She's still 101% human. She's a normal fucking human.
Okay, so that's weird. Do you ask people to kill the spiders for you, or do you do it yourself? I can do it myself now, but like I will still ask you to do it if you're willing. But I can do it now. But before I couldn't do it. Jokes aside, we got arachnophobia. I was diagnosed with it back in the day. It's gotten a lot better. I was way more afraid when I was younger. Like I'm better now, but I still don't fuck with them. But yeah, the second one definitely felt a lot more action. Like it almost feels. I almost like could make the analogy my friend always makes with the Leon thing. It's like, yeah, and then 4 happened and Leon was just kicking zombies. I was like, all right, yeah. There wasn't nearly as much suspense and whatnot, and I felt like I think I read this somewhere. I heard the scenes where I'm getting chased, you like can't lose. Actually, I don't know if that's true or not, but do you dislike Carlos? Was he in the original?
Yeah, he's an original.
Okay.
Carlos is not a bad character at all. They actually did him better in the remake because they gave him more freaking street time. He gets to play as him, so on and so forth. Okay. Right? So they actually, because
I liked it.
They actually did him better. Yeah. They did him better in the freaking They did him better in the remake. They shortened the story between his group and whatnot and what the fuck was going on, but overall they did him better. I don't have a problem with him at all. He's fine.
All right. Speak on why Claire is the GOAT.
Listen, man. Claire Redfield, she fucking raw.
Shout out to Barry.
But before I do that, I want to talk about just another aspect of freaking Resident Evil 3.
Mm-hmm.
So, as we all know, Jill's character design was completely changed for this remake. I personally think she looks fucking hideous. But, that's just preference. It's whatever, right? I'm not going to get too deep into that. I think her new design is fucking ugly as shit. I think there was no reason.
Her name is Jill Valentine, right? Yeah, I got it.
Yes.
Go ahead.
There was no reason to completely change her fucking face and whatnot. But, that's just me. It's whatever. I'm going to leave that alone. What I'm going to talk about is they changed her costume. Now, here's where I'm going to get into this.
Can I just make sure I have the right one I'm looking at? Is it... She had like a blue cut off top with a thing tied around, a white like sweater tied around with a short skirt, and and then a new all right, go ahead.
Okay, so I don't know about y'all.
Bring back to the beret, man. The beret was gold. Sorry, I like berets. I don't know why. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know about y'all, but a way a character dresses is 101% a valid way to discern their personality. Right? So, the whole point of Resident Evil 3 was to play as Jill during her downtime and whatnot, right? This was supposed to give a more outside of work humanized version of Jill, right? So, the way that she dressed in the vanilla version shows her freaking personality, right? In the new one, they literally gave her that same the trend of tough bad girl that we've been seeing since PS3, which is tank top, jeans. It's completely boring, it's uninspired, and it's fucking stupid. We have seen countless female characters in numerous games, Uncharted, Tomb Raider, Last of Us, where they put a female character either in being a lead, a main lead, or a supporting lead in the same exact fucking outfit. Just might be the colors might be changed a little. Tank top, jeans, and I'm like, bro, this shit is fucking whack. Period. Like, what was the point of doing this? It's not even like you can't even make the argument that her original costume was too fancy or too revealing, objectifying women, because it wasn't at all. She was just perfectly fine. I don't see why they felt the need to put her in that fucking boring ass, uninspired, of the times trend that we're currently in. But moving on from Resident Evil 3, why is Claire Redfield the fucking GOAT? Why is she the GOAT? Son, she's so raw. She's easily, in my opinion, the heroine of the fucking universe. She's not only the direct relative of one of our protagonists, Chris Redfield, but she has that same determination and sense of justice as he does, and she takes no nonsense. She like, yo, my brother missing, so instead of waiting for him, what she do? I'm gonna go find that nigga.
She took agency. Yeah,
she took matters into her own hands, and her doing that, tied her fate together with Leon. But it's like, when you play Resident Evil 2, right? The things that she went through during that game, it really shows her personality, because in the vanilla game, in scenario B is the only time you run into Mr. X, meaning she was the one who dealt with that nigga, not Leon. Not only that, but she's the one who found Sherry in the police station. So she not only have to worry about herself, but she's literally taking care of a child.
This liability, yeah.
She's absolutely raw. She not only survived, but she saved someone on top of that.
And she's a civilian.
Exactly, she's a civilian. She's not military. She's not law enforcement. She's just a civilian, right? And the type of guns that she got in the game, you get this with her. You get the submachine gun, and you get the is it the fucking grenade launcher? Or is it the Magnum? I don't fucking remember. Fuck. But she had at least one other heavy duty weapon, and it's like, bro, she completely takes care of everything that's thrown her way. Not only that, but the way that they did the remake of Resident Evil 2, she got freaking Mr. X out of here. She was the one who got him the fuck out of here. When that nigga was on the freaking train, on the getaway train. She's fucking raw. And not only that, but her escapades after that don't stop. She's still on the forefront. She didn't shy or fear away from any of the terror that's going on in the US. She kept up with that shit. And that's why she becomes a freaking hardened private detective, if you will, in the future, as seen in Revelations 2. She's absolutely freaking brilliant. There's no reason for her not to have been in the mainline games anymore after freaking Code Veronica, because she's the main heroine, in my opinion, right next to Jill, probably even freaking more up there than her. But Capcom had fucking different ideas.
So what do I know? Who's better, Claire or Ada? Ada. Who's cuter, Claire or Ada? Ada. I'm kidding. We don't like Ada. So anyone in the chat who likes Ada, we don't like Ada. Ada Wong is the only femme fatale character I've ever seen that's whack. I don't think she looks bad though, but I will take Claire over her. I'm not, I mean, I don't have Simi's backstory with Jill. I like how Jill looks too, so I didn't have a problem with Jill like that, but yeah, Wesker's my guy. Let me see. Claire can have my children, or we could raise dogs, whatever works for her. Ada can step on me, and I don't swing that way. Oh my lord. Nah, Ada just needs. I don't know. They have to make her interesting. My problem with Ada is I just don't understand her. It's a shame. Only Chris is in Resident Evil 8 Village and not the other past members. I mean, do we know that for a fact? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. And would you guys like a Code Veronica X remake? I mean, sure.
Son.
Yes, we do apparently.
Veronica is the actual Resident Evil 3, and by that I mean Code Veronica.
Yeah, you told me this. Yes.
The next game in the series that actually progresses the plot. Resident Evil 3, even though it's titled 3, it doesn't progress the story. You could literally see it as a filler. Even though, yes, it is canon, and yes, we are playing as a main character in the series, but it does not progress the plot further because it's taking place during the Raccoon City incident, and it doesn't present us with enough information to see what's going on in the future. Code Veronica is directly after freaking 2. It's what Claire is doing after she survived the Raccoon City incident. Mm-hmm. And not only that, but Chris is there and Wesker's there. It's progressing the story. And the fact that this is the single game that has the least recognition is so mind-boggling. It pisses me off every single day. I don't know why. Maybe because it was originally a freaking Dreamcast exclusive. I don't know. But we desperately need one. That's a game that deserves a remake. Absolutely.
I would love to play that one. You just named 3 people I fuck with, so I'll play that one. That shit sounds rough.
And on Resident Evil 8, we actually do not know that. We don't know if freaking Leonardo will appear in the game. We have no clue. We do know that Chris is in 8, but we have no idea.
We saw him, didn't we?
Yeah, we saw him.
Doesn't he shoot somebody and he goes sorry or some shit?
That he was like freaking standing over fucking Ethan's body or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't remember how the first trailer went, but yeah, we don't know if they're going to appear, So we just have to play the game and see when it comes out next month.
All right. I mean, I've definitely gotten a little bit of the Resident Evil virus in me now, if you want to call it that. So I'll keep on trucking, and I'll come back with like knowing more stuff later on after I do 6 and the other one I have. But I had a good time with them. Oddly enough, I don't dislike any of the ones that I've played. I definitely like could tell 6 had lost its mind, even though I didn't really know what was going on like that. With the clone, and then I'm like, bro, this nigga Wesker's kid. I'm like, yeah, all right, bro. What did you say about the fucking long sleeve? I know you had the ball fade with the long sleeve look whack. Oh my god.
You got the fucking Jason Statham look. You got the
there you go.
Head. You got the long sleeve V-neck, but the sleeves are rolled up. I'm like, so he whack. He's whack.
Oh man. Alright, so Code Veronica was a lot of fun. I had it on PS2, so it really could be nice. That's what's up. Do you think Chris Redfield's and Leon's character is well done throughout the games?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're better suited to speak on this, but I've never really disliked Chris in any games that I've seen him in. I don't dislike Leon. I just can't stand him and Ada. They just piss me off. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I just hate them for that. That's all. Leon's fine though.
Chris, he's always been the muscle of the universe, right? He's always been the strongest nigga on the team, and I don't understand why people just like slander him for that. Like, he raw, he don't take no nonsense, he protect his teammates, he got sense of justice, and he powerful. He punch boulders. That's raw. And freaking Leon, I think. Now go ahead. I don't want you to lose the door.
Oh no, I was gonna say like people always make fun of him for like becoming like a meathead at like 5 or whatever. But I'm like, he has to fight Wesker. He better hit the gym. What he wanted to do. This nigga is dodging bullets, catching missiles, bro. It's a quick story, real quick, because somebody knows this. Like when I was playing with my friend, I have a tendency if we're doing co-op sometimes, if like a boss fight or a certain enemy, I'll be like, stand back, I got this, and I mean it. Don't jump in. Type B, especially if the friendly fire like off, I'll hit you. Don't jump in. I went up to Wesker, I shot a bullet, and he dodged it like he was Mr. Smith in the Matrix. I paused the game and looked at my friend and said, help. I said, help, bro. I said, bro, what is this Matrix? At the time, I understand that I haven't really, only thing I really know is a bit of 4. So I'm just playing 5 randomly with my friend because we're just playing this game together, talking shit, nigga shit, and then I'm like, who is this Matrix reject? Why did he just dodge bullets like he is Mr. Smith, bro? I'm like, bro, help me. I take back everything I just said. We need more guns, more speed. Like, it was a good time. It was a good time. But go ahead, keep your train of thought going.
And then freaking with Leon, I think Leon had a really good character development because Chris was already established, right? He's a member of Stars, meme aside. If y'all play Marvel vs. Capcom 2, he's a part of a very specialized unit, and he's been there for fucking years. So he's already established. He already paid his dues, right? So you already know what the fuck you get with him. With Leon, I think they did a really good, of course, outside of the stupid Ada simp shit. Outside of that, ignoring that, I think they really did a good job with him because with him, it was like following him from the beginning.
They played the wackest tickle butt.
As y'all know in Resident Evil 2, all of this happens on Leon's very first day on the job.
Yes.
That nigga,
he just came to the city. Yeah.
Yeah. He passed his little freaking exam, and this is his first official day as a police officer, and he has to go through this. He literally has no idea what the fuck going on. He don't know left from right. He is a literal baby, right? So him being freaking dorky and stumbling his way through Resident Evil 2 is perfectly understandable. He's a baby. And then when we see him again in 4, now he's sharpened his teeth. He's raw. He got the
he's Sanji now.
Yup, he's Sanji. He's smoking. He kicking, nigga. He's raw. He's dependable now. It's so cool to see him, grow up from freaking being, wait, don't shoot, I'm a human, to freaking roundhousing, what the fuck are the fucking enemies called in 4? Because they're not zombies. Fuck, I forgot.
La Plaga, Los, I don't know.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that was really cool, to see him freaking progress like that. So I think both characters have really good development and character arcs, if you will, throughout the series.
I agree. I mean, I obviously don't know as much, but I like what I've seen. But all right, let's move on to some news, and then we'll hop into some topics, and how long are we going for right now? An hour or 2? That's good. All right, so
it's really an hour and 2 minutes.
Yeah, I want to talk about some news, some stuff that's happening throughout the month, and what's throughout the month. Like, well, I guess it's March now, but you know what I meant. So EA and BioWare, I put EA said not. Oh no, EA and BioWare, they've canceled Anthem Next altogether. The only reason why I'm bringing this up is because I was actually at one point really excited for Anthem. And I saw how it was looking at launch, and I thought it would be one of those games it's just whack now. I'll come back in 3 later when they patch it to hell, and I'll be good again. It'll be good. Yeah, still ass. So I knew they were working on the next one, and maybe they'll take this one seriously, but it looks like EA has pulled the plug. They're not. They're like, nah, we're good. Anthem 2.0, Anthem Next, whatever they're gonna call it. They said here, this one quote I have, in the spirit of transparency and closure, we want to share that we've made a difficult decision to stop our new development work on Anthem Next. BioWare executive producer Christian Daly said in an interview, in a post on BioWare blog, we will, however, continue to keep Anthem live service today. And he said the pandemic stuff had an impact on their productivity, yada yada, which is all just really corporate talk for. I don't want to do this. So, do you have any comments on that? Do you care?
Yes, I do actually.
Go ahead.
freaking Anthem is a very interesting case in this whole spectrum of freaking video games and video game development. So first of all, I want to say it's really unfortunate because that game not only has a very cool looking aesthetic, but the actual like core gameplay, so just the shooting and shit, looked really fucking cool,
Yeah.
right? But when the game was first announced, I remember vividly. It was like, yo, this is a Destiny clone, which it was. It was freaking
Interesting.
EA trying to cash in on the whole console pseudo uh MMO genre, sub like hybrid mutant genre that Bungie came up with Destiny. And it was clear as day that that's exactly what the fuck they was trying to do. But Destiny had already been out for years, and Destiny 2 was either on the way or already out. So it kind of felt late for them to be trying to do this. But it was what it is, right? So Anthem came out and it had a quote unquote game breaking bug. I'm saying quote unquote because it actually wasn't, which caused a lot of freaking controversy. So much so that it actually caused a miracle within the freaking gaming community. And by that I mean folk actually banded together under the same cause and did something with unity. And
We
they just
stand
stopped.
together in solidarity.
Yes, they stopped playing the game. They stopped playing and buying the game, which greatly reduced the player base, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when freaking EA fixed the problem and they said, I bet, what the fuck can we do? They made the game cheap. They made it like freaking um single digit cheap, right? And you know what happened when they did that? That it made the game's player base boost to like the top 10 most played game on PS4 in like 2019.
That's not
So,
bad at all.
Yeah,
actually.
they actually made a profit. They actually made a profit. Things was looking up. So I wasn't surprised when they freaking revealed that they was going to do the Anthem next thing, but then they was like, nah. I'm like, hold on, what? Is it nah? We good.
Never
So
mind.
it's really curious to see how, it had a rough start and then is actually making a comeback, but even regardless of that comeback, EA still said nah. It's just real wild. But it's no surprise because EA is still one of the most scummy fucking companies we have today. But it's just really curious because it's like, dang, they was actually making a profit. Things was looking up. So what was the real reason for them not to do next? Because there was a freaking audience for it.
Dang. I didn't know all that. Actually, I said fuck EA. Yeah, they whack.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like hoping they were gonna get this next one right, but I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. It is what it is. That's life, I guess. They
Yeah,
whack.
it's
Unfortunate.
literally just like freaking looking at the newspaper and saying, dang, that happened, that's crazy, and turn the page.
And there it is. But okay. Just let's touch on this real quick. I feel like it almost goes no video game conversation we have on Twitch where we don't talk about CD Projekt Red for something. But there was a big hack where they got, I can't even remember what it is verbatim. I'm gonna look it up in a second, but I know the initial hack, they stole like the code source or something of the game and sold it on the black. Oh, there we go. They sold it on the black market or some shit like that. But apparently something else happened with the hack that they got some of the people's like kind of more personal information, which in turn held them back from being able to actually access their accounts to actually work on the game. Meaning they can't fix it or work on the next update. So the next update has actually been pushed back as a result of this. What are your thoughts on that?
This is really, 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 really.
This will tie into something we talk about at the end of the podcast. By the way, go ahead. Really, really.
Fucking ridiculous. This is so unnecessary. This is so extra. Regardless of how bad a game is, regardless of how much a game didn't live up to its hype, regardless how much a game flops, there is no reason to freaking personally attack an entire company for what? Okay, the game came out, you didn't like it, so what? Move on, go play something that you like. What is going on? What is going on?
It
What is
is.
going on?
It is truly strange, and I think the thing that kind of sent me, I'm like, wait a minute, why are you punishing them? They're not the problem. At the very least, hack the hack the actual higher up upper management and screw with them. You're not even doing like the people. You're not even like the people's champ at this point either, because you're screwing over like if I just was there quoting some background shit and now I can't. What the fuck? Like, what did I do? I'm just doing my job.
Now niggas on the deep web got your personal information.
Like, what kind of shit is that? Yeah, that shit really blew me. I was like, bro, this world is crazy, man. I don't know, man.
Bonkers.
I could definitely see that maybe that was exaggerated to give them more time to actually get the next DLC update up. But like, I don't know, man. I feel like we have a good perspective of this. I'm starting to understand that. I guess some people just grew up differently or grew up in this era where I don't know. I grew up being outside before I stopped going outside. So I don't know. Maybe we're just a little different in that sense, but it's just crazy because like a very very highly anticipated video game was not good. I'm sorry, but literally move on. Like you just said, what the fuck are you doing? Just move on. Like I was excited for Cyberpunk, nigga. I am a Cyberpunk like the genre itself stand. I fuck with Mike Ponce, but nigga, I played a tabletop game. Like I fuck with this shit. The game was looking kind of ass, and I said, "Damn, that's unfortunate." And you know what I did? I turned the page. I just kept moving on. Like I just don't get it. Like at the very least, if I felt really, really cheated, I don't know. I'll be like, I would try to get like the literal upper management, not the developers and programmers, and just the low, just a guy who comes in, swipes his card, he works till 8. Oh, I guess they don't get the leave because of crunch, but then he leaves the next day at 8 a.m. 24-hour shift. Like, like you weren't even punishing the wrong person if that was the idea. Is basically what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah, it's complete silliness. It was uncalled for. It's extra. It's unnecessary. You did nothing to help.
Hate to see
So now they can't. Now they can't even do shit. With allegedly they can't freaking work on the game. So now what? So what was the purpose of doing this?
You're not even giving them the opportunity or a chance to possibly maybe make the game you wanted or fix it into a game that's way more acceptable. Like, no, just fuck them. All right, I guess. Stupid. Stupid. I hate the world I live in. I want to get out of here.
Oh, weird boy.
All right, let's get into some Nintendo and Sony stuff for a little bit. They'll hop into the Google Stadia thing to talk about Sinking City, and we'll talk about the last thing I talk about. But all right, we watched Nintendo Direct on stream on Twitch here. We didn't really like it, but we didn't really talk about it. I guess let's talk about it really briefly. I mean, me and more pretty much in the same camp. We're like Mario Golf, Loki. The only thing here is kind of raw. That's like straight up new. No More Heroes. It was good to see more shit. We like No More Heroes. Was that it? I think that might have been it. Yeah, that was about it. And then like we saw a lot of remakes and HD remasters, quote unquote, for the same price on the Wii. Interesting for Skyward Sword, but they didn't even make nothing new. Like there's not that nothing to show. I just thought it was a really terrible direct. I don't know how you guys felt about the direct in the chat, but yeah, it was to the point that like I felt like we wasted an hour watching that shit on stream. That when Sony had their state of play, I debated it and we both decided against it. So, but Coogan, listen. I get it because like it's golf. I like golf, so it's fine, and I literally love golf games. But you need to understand that like even the idea that I'm saying the best thing that I saw was Mario Golf, there's probably something wrong. You know what I'm saying? You got anything to chip in on? With
Yeah, it's like, man, I don't know about y'all, but I missed the era of fucking magazine subscriptions. I'm sorry. These freaking live streams are not hitting, like, at all.
Mhm.
They don't freaking show shit. All y'all do is this vicious freaking never-ending cycle of having ridiculously high expectations, and then regardless of what they show, if it's not exactly those expectations, y'all get mad. wait for the next one, and then repeat. It's always a headache when any of these things happen. The simple fact that we're doing like these weird huddle overs between freaking companies and whatnot. Oh, come over here. We showing some new shit. Type beat. It's it's just a fucking headache, man. It's not raw at all in the slightest bit. I mean, I get some games here and there, depending on what it is, like the freaking VGAs or E3. But for the most part, yeah, these are not it, man. I'd rather just go look in the freaking um or online journalist site, look at news and see, oh, nigga
Or,
A
or
from
just, or,
1995
yeah,
is thinking of working on a new game. I'm like,
or
okay,
just,
that's
or
cool.
just drop a trailer or something. I don't know. I don't need
And
all of
he
this. I don't need all of this. Oh, a horse? We're gonna have a bar and a good time. I almost lost it. I almost fucking
yeah, like
lost it. Pat, you're right. I forgot about that visual novel, the Famicom detective thing. I didn't even look into it yet. I forgot about that. It looks mildly
like
interesting. I'll look at it.
like I was seeing articles from PC Gamer talking about the original the dude, one of the original dudes. I think he was the director of the Ninja Gaiden series,
Hmm.
the Xbox version, so the new trilogy of the games. He wanted to make games again, so he's trying to gather some folks to make his own studio. I'm like, okay, that's cool. See that's just news. I don't need to have a whole freaking 40 through an hour 30 stream just to tell me that. You know, it's like if you're gonna do that, at least wait until it's a culmination of a bunch of shit that you could show, not just
That's
random
new that you're
footage.
making. That's coming out, in a decent amount of time. It's not like, oh, we remastered this for me making this. I'm like, bro, y'all got
Who
anything new to show?
cares?
I need showing shit that I can play on other systems too. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, so it's like this whole shit direct state of play digging your ass is whack.
Do I plan on playing Bravely Default 2? By the way, I actually like Bravely Default, but they had me fucked up with them graphics, bro. I'm not built like these other niggas. I'm not even a graphics merchant, but shit, put some goddamn effort into that mother. That shit looks exactly like looking on 3DS. Fuck Nintendo, I ain't buying that shit. Fuck do I look like? Now, if you want to buy Bravely Default, feel free. I'll play it. If you want to buy it for me, feel free. I'll play it. Yeah, that the direct really wasn't it. You said we actually didn't technically watch the state of play like that. I just watched the trailers for some shit. Again, I think I said it yesterday, but I'll just say whatever. I always wanted Kina, Bridge of Spirits. That looks really good, so I'm very excited for that. That looks dope. I like Solar Ash is something that looks really dope and fun. Heart Machine Studios, Alex Preston, Hyperlight Drifter. So I'm in there. Love that. I feel like there's like one more thing, but I can't remember at all. So I guess I'm gonna stick with those two. But I actually watched the Seafood trailer. It looks better than Absolver. I might like keep up with what's going on with it. What else did they show? Do you remember?
Not at all, boy. Not at all, boy. Because first of all, listen, man, listen.
Yo, where Wario 64? I'll pull it.
Yeah, I was about to say, I didn't even look at freaking World 64 Dread, let alone any of the trailers. Thank you for reminding us, Pat. Deathloop is actually a game I am very
Oh
excited
shit!
for
Yes.
because it is being developed by good old Arcane Studios, the same folk who made Prey 2016, Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, Arx Fatalis. So I like that studio a lot. And Dishonored, right? So I like that studio a lot. So I'm looking forward to Deathloop, but I have not looked at a single second of any of that state of play shit. Even now, I came in here without my homework. I ain't look at Warrior 64 Thread. I ain't look at no trailers. The only thing that I seen was a GIF, and that's thanks to PC Gamer. That's fucking from Seafood. And I'm like, okay, that looks cool.
Well, fair enough then. We could just move on with that. Cause I don't remember nothing. But yeah, Deathloop looks interesting. I mean, I'm not gonna get it. I'm not really a shooter like that. But yeah, State of Play was whack too, equally as whack. Probably a little better, maybe. Actually, I can't even say I didn't watch it. But so I did my homework. I actually watched the. I watched it while I was working out, but I watched the Nintendo Pokemon thing, and I thought it was whack from start to finish. I skipped the beginning because the beginning they were doing some shit where they were just like, Simi, I kid you not, you would lose your mind in like you would lose your mind in like 13 seconds, like I did. They would do like a hashtag things like hashtag game, hashtag catch 'em all. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is it? Just start talking about the fucking game. I don't need to see your fucking history every single time you make a new game. Not only is it the same fucking video game with no differences, it's the same game. Stop it. Why do they keep making me go from like 1998? First, it was red version. Bro, shut the fuck up and just talk about the new game. I don't give a fuck. Jesus Christ, state of mid, state of sleep, yeah, that shit was whack. But I'm actually totally with you on Diamond and Pearl, brilliant diamond, shining pearl, bro. This is how Pokemon looks. You have your overworld kind of condensed chibi form, and then when you look at your actual character model or sprite in battle, you're like regular. You look more regular. So I don't really get why people are kind of mad at that. I do think it's ugly. It has that weird like clay kind of Link's Awakening kind of look that I don't really like, especially when they're like wet. They look weird to me. So I don't like the aesthetic of it, but the actual idea of you being more condensed and like the walking around overworld thing is pretty common to Pokemon. So
I'm like, that's always been that way. Yeah, you always was a chibi. What's going on?
It felt like a weird nitpick. But it's one thing if you don't like the actual art direction and like textures and shit like that, and graphic fidelity. That's the new buzzword and everything. But like the actual fact that they're condensed though is not. I don't think that's an issue. That's kind of weird. But yeah, that was weird to me. Pokemon Snap, I don't know what to tell you. I actually like the 64 game, but it's like I'm not playing this now. You look way too long. I don't care. So I didn't care about that. Oddly enough, I'd probably say that all the Pokemon stuff, that game looks the best easily. Maybe because you move really slowly and it can actually like do stuff. I don't know what it is. That one that we watched on stream, the Arceus Legend shit. What's it called? Legacy, right?
Something with an L and then Arceus at the end of it.
yeah. I don't know. It didn't do anything for me, so I'm just out of that entirely. Pokemon's just, I don't know, it's whack. But did you hear about the new Switch Pro thing? Possibly.
Yes, I did. I actually did. So the actual specs of it. I know this is going to sound like a bunch of mumbo jumbo, but bear with me. If the screen is actually going to be OLED, that is a very, 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 very good thing.
What about my liquid crystal display?
No, that's horrible. LEDs are trash.
Oh man.
So pretty much, any of you Android users here, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. If you have a freaking Galaxy or anything equivalent, so any of the higher end Android, they use OLED screens.
Yeah.
So those type of screens, they have a very high color gamut, right? And all that other fucking Wazoo color accuracy, whatever the fuck it's called, the GMT scale, whatever the fuck. I don't know who I'm offending. What you freaking picture nerds, but basically in layman's terms, it's going to look really good. The screen is going to look vibrant, very colorful. The screen will be able to display a lot more colors and their shades better and more accurate. So the pictures, like the way that things look on the screen, is going to look way more I don't want to say fluid, but like clear and whatnot. It's going to look better. It's going to look really good, actually, versus something that's going to look dried out. Like, y'all will know what I'm talking about. If you look at it like a old screen or old monitor, it's going to look very dried out, gray, washed out colors. Might have like a freaking tint to it, sort of thing. So if the screen for the handheld's actually OLED, that's really good. Now, will that make games graphically look better in handheld mode? No. If a game is freaking running at 480p, it's still gonna run at 480p. It's just gonna look better. but it's still going to be fucking 40p at the end of the day. Just the picture that you're seeing that the monitor is showing you is going to look better. So I think that's actually a really cool thing. Now, the bigger question is, will this thing have better fucking hardware?
No.
So are they going to? Okay.
I think the biggest indication of that is they're still keeping the screen resolution to 720p, which means you're not going to actually make it more powerful to actually run 1080p handheld, which tells me enough already. But just off the strength of that, that's my best. Yeah, go ahead.
What I was gonna say was if they was gonna go with the whole expansion pack Wii Motion Plus gimmick that they always do, fucking mid-gen upgrades. It's gonna be
which I don't do. I don't do that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to, because then games are gonna be exclusive to that fucking model.
That's just how you alienate me. That's all. When the 3DS got its I would have played Xenoblade on 3DS if it worked on the regular one, but it could only run on the new 3DS or run well on it. I don't have a PS4 Pro. The moment you do that shit, all you do is alienate me. If you make now all games are PS4 Pro, I'm not buying one, so I just guess I'm just shut up. I just take my L and I keep it moving. I'm not buying it, so it is what it is.
So if they come out with a new model that just better aesthetics, better screen, I don't have an issue with that. If it's a whole mid-gen upgrade, I have a huge issue with mid-gen upgrades. Yeah. The only time that thing was remotely acceptable was with the expansion pack, because you did not need to freaking buy a whole new N64. It was clear as day that they actually had that in store since the get-go, since that little compartment right in the front of your console was always there. All you had to do was buy an accessory, and there you go. Other than that, having to buy a whole new system, no.
Yeah, I don't mess with that. So it just is what it is, I suppose. But honestly, I don't know. I guess they're in a weird position because everyone's kind of moved on, right? In the sense that you have PS5, Xbox Series S, and obviously PC is its own thing. Where like Nintendo is they usually switch up every 5 years, so they're legitimately, completely an entire generation behind in terms of performance and graphics and whatnot and everything. So I don't know what they're gonna do about that. So maybe this is their answer to some degree. But I think the Switch is also selling really well. So I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know. We'll see what they do, but. Again, I'm with you on I don't do the mid. Who the fuck's happening? The mid-gen upgrade. I don't do that. So, they can just keep all that.
Vince jumped in, by the way. So apparently how it works is, which is so fucking stupid in my opinion. So, the Switch is being considered as a part of this gen and whatnot. The thing is, they always freaking come out with a new system.
Kind of like middling, yeah.
Yes. So not with everybody else. So they're always going to be a half step or step behind technically, because they always come out with a new system while everybody else is still in the current generation. But the Switch is being classified as a part of this gen. So they're not. I don't think they're going to be coming out with a new system anytime soon. But if they do a freaking mid-gen update, as we've seen them do across multiple generations, I wouldn't be surprised either. But they're just super annoying with that freaking shit. They should have just waited with the Wii U and came out with the Switch when the fucking PS5 and Xbox One got announced.
I think they were just we need to get this out as fast as we can because the Wii U is killing us. Because didn't the president at the time, rest in peace, I can't remember his name, I think I'd say something else, Iwata or something like that. They need to take a pay cut personally so he can pay his employees and shit like that. They were kind of in the mud with the Wii U. They really were even the games that did well, they had such a small player base worldwide that it didn't even help them. So they were in the mud for a while. They really bounced back with the Switch. Well, at least for a time. I don't keep up with that shit, but yeah.
The Switch is selling ones. Yeah, I would assume that they are.
Yeah, the Wii U was a big flop. All right, Google Stadia. Oh boy, this is just so funny to me. because I just don't understand what they thought was going to happen. Like, I don't remember that what we spoke about last with Google Stadia, but it's done. It's done. It's over with for the most part. It's done. But I was seeing so many things like they flopped on promises. There's no true 4K. It's like upscale 4K. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but it's like something like that.
So what it means is,
Go ahead.
I got a perfect example for you. You on your computer, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's say that your monitor is 1080p.
Mm-hmm.
You want to put a wallpaper up. You go find a picture crocodile, but the picture resolution is only 720p. If you just put the picture without doing anything to it, it's not going to cover the whole screen. So what you do, you stretch it so it covers the whole screen.
Mm-hmm.
It's now covering the whole screen, but because you're stretching 720p to something that's way bigger than it, it looks kind of blurry and whatnot. That's what that is.
Okay. That makes sense.
It's not natively it's not that the picture is not natively 1080p. Right? So that's what that means.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm with you. It's not whether or not I had faith in Stadia. I didn't really care like that. It's just kind of crazy how much went south, how fast. So like the fucked up promises, the response time is bad because it's an online streaming service type thing. So for certain games that require precise timing and the least amount of input lag, doesn't run well, doesn't work. Heard they spent like tens of millions of dollars to get AAA games like Red Dead Redemption to come to Google Stadia itself. They had made all of these divisions because they're going to start developing their own first party in studio games and everything like that. And like, I kid you not, with every article I read, the only takeaway that I'm able to really get is that they're like, wait a minute, this actually sounds like a lot of work and money. Never mind. Like that's literally what it looks like, because they're like a tech company, whatever, and they probably run things a certain way. But like this is more artistic. This is more. Sometimes you throw shit at the wall and see what sticks, and you got to get a lot of feedback. Like it doesn't work. Like gaming doesn't work the same way. It's like the way Google probably thought it was gonna work. But what's just really shitty is that they faked that the company was fine, everything was gonna be good, and they had like sent like an email out. Basically, imagine you're working for a game company, you think everything's fine. Like, yo, you guys are killing it. This company is gonna take off, and the next week you're fucking fired. You're just laid off. Like, what kind of shit is that? That's really, I'd feel bad for them to that standpoint, because like, you weren't even transparent. It's just terrible. But yeah, that shit has totally failed and flopped. I hope none of y'all bought it. It's awful. That's all I have to say about that.
So this is a little bit of a tangent, but
What?
PC Gamer came with a very interesting article, and the headline was, "This proves that having a lot of money is not enough to make a AAA game." And what they was referring to is both Amazon and Google tried to throw their chips into the video game industry. Amazon, it has their own MMO coming out that's literally just called New World, and fucking Google has Stadia, and they had their own freaking in-house development. New World has still yet to come out. It's still been pushed back, and we've seen what the fuck going on with Stadia. And I think, yeah, that's really interesting. We have two of the most biggest and most expensive companies in the world. They have the money to fucking throw around, and that's still not enough to make AAA games. Right? They thought it was gonna be easy because we got money. This gonna be this shit finna be a breeze. Yeah. Now, right? And just like with Stadia, they didn't know what they wanted to do. It's the same.
There was no proper leadership.
Yeah, it's the same argument I use against freaking Air Gear. They didn't know what the fuck they wanted to do. Being a console that's streaming is completely different than being a fucking developer. Do you want to be a console manufacturer, or do you want to be a developer? As we've seen, people who done both, There's actually only one company that's still standing that does both. That's Nintendo. Everybody else is long gone, right? Or they just doing one. They're just doing one and not both. Sega, right? So
Yeah.
if they should have just stayed being a freaking streaming service, which is not an issue at all. I think streaming games as a service as you go, there's actually nothing wrong with it. Now that I fully understand what it is, it gives video games a bigger audience to people who don't have the type of money to kick out for hardware and whatnot. All you need is good internet access, and now you're able to play the latest and greatest games at their best looking, right? So they should have just stayed with that, but they're trying to dip their hands into way too many things. They want to freaking be a streaming service. That's already takes a lot because now you need your own dedicated servers to stream these games to people. And not only that, since people don't have to buy the games, you have to now individually pay each and one of these developers to have their games on your service. And then they're trying to freaking make their own games on top of that. It's too much. It's way too much. They put way too much on their plate.
And they weren't ready for it. Cause Simi, what's the one thing that I get mad about? I get mad at when the anime fans talk about like, oh, they put the entire fucking budget into this episode. That shit always sent me. Cause I'm like, bro, why do you guys think just having a bunch of money just automatically produces quality? We have so many instances and so many cases of that not working out in literally any type of facet. Sports, nigga, movies, shows, animation, gaming, whatever the fuck is. Having a bunch of money does not guarantee anything. Who is your fucking personnel? Who's leading? Is there a vision? Is everybody on the same fucking page? Did you have a proper pre-production schedule for this anime? What the fuck do you guys think just throwing money at a scene is what makes it look beautiful? How about the actual person who animated the scene? Did they mean nothing? Did the money make them talented all of a sudden? Like, what the fuck are we doing? So yeah, you're absolutely right on that. They probably thought they could just, because they're a fucking $1 trillion company and what it'll work out. No, you need proper leadership for this kind of thing, man. Stupid.
Yeah, and it's like now they got caught freaking. Oh man, they got caught with their ass out, and now look at them. And of course, we don't feel bad for them. Google ain't shit, Amazon ain't shit, so we don't give a fuck about them. But it's just like for all the freaking aspiring developers, programmers, freaking people who are trying to get into leadership management, so on and so forth, artists, animators, who y'all gave them fake jobs.
Yeah.
It's just complete freaking it's complete BS for those people who are trying to make it in this freaking hellish business and whatnot.
And this might sound kind of stupid for me to say, but I'm a firm believer, and honestly, forget about sitting at the table with somebody else. Make your own fucking table. I'm a firm believer in that. It's gonna be hard. Obviously, you're gonna have to start from the bottom up, from the mud. But, bro, it'll probably piss me off more to join Google, think I have something fucking stable, and then next thing I have no fucking job again. I'd rather just start my Seto Kaiba in the mud. Oh, you said Battle City failed? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Y'all kill me sometimes. But anyways. Yeah, anything else about Stadia? Shit.
I remember now that you say that, I think that actually might be the reason, or at least one of the underlying reasons, why we see a lot of games, and I mean a fuck ton of games, that's being developed by one nigga, two niggas. That's it. An entire game, countless games. I can name like 5 on the top of my hand right now. One nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Just one. You know? That's completely unprecedented. And for there to be so many games coming out with just one person making them, yeah, that's a sign of the times. If anything, shoot. If it's not, I don't know what the hell is.
Because the way that I see it too, right? It's like, okay, at least that way. And the thing that like is stressful about that stuff is obviously licensing, and now maybe you need to develop the publisher and stuff like that. So it can get dicey, but like to me, it's just the better alternative of the two in a lot of ways. At least you know what you want, you know your vision, you know you or your team, if you will, and stuff. Because the thing that is kind of lost on like being a part of a big mega corporation and stuff is all the talking heads, all the people all of the people involved. Like things have to trickle down from the top to the bottom. You don't know who has ulterior motives. You don't know who's here for what. You don't know who on this team just comes, does their work and goes home, and who has taking legitimate pride in what they're doing. Are they on the same page? People are sneaking shit into the games, into shows and games all the time, talking about they said we couldn't have this gay scene, we just didn't put it in until the last second. Like there are all kinds of this kind of shit happens when you have so like you need proper leadership and direction, which I think a lot of these motherfuckers don't have. Cause I'm like, bro, this part of the team and that part of the team are clearly not on the same page. Matter of fact, they're not even reading the same book or series. Someone needs to like help them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Isn't Kina an example of a first-time game being made by a studio? I actually don't know. I have no idea. I didn't check anything about Kina except seeing the trailers. So I'll look for you in a second. But alright, Nakon being accused of piracy with the Sinking City game. This shit is kind of wild. But did you wanna start us off? I have to find the article for a second. I just forgot to.
Yeah, I can go ahead. So we have another example of freaking greed and malice attacking the fucking innocent. So Frogwares is a very small niche indie. I believe they're French. I know they're located in Europe. I don't know what country. I don't remember what country in Europe. I believe they're French, but they're a small Euro team, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they made a bunch of Eurojank games, if you will. Wink, wink. Right? Yeah, y'all might have seen like a couple of, if y'all remember,
Ukrainian,
back,
yeah.
Back in the PS3, Xbox 360 gen. You might remember a couple of random Sherlock Holmes games floating around. Frogwares made those games, so they made the Sherlock Holmes series and whatnot. There's a couple of them. There's like 4 or 5 of them and whatnot, right? So they're very small. They're very niche. They make small little fucking Eurojank games and shit. Sinking City is their first game that had big exposure. So it was shown at freaking the last live E3, or that's how I know about it. That's how I fucking bought it, right? So this small company, they came out with a game that's based off of Lovecraft, yeah, and Cthulhu mythos and whatnot, and everything was fine and dandy. But then fucking their publisher Nakon, they did some wild shit, boy. It's like, I don't understand what is the purpose of attacking such a small group. They completely tried to hijack everything about this game. So first they went after their money. Them niggas was not trying to pay freaking Frogwares at all. They were trying to keep all profit. And luckily for Frogware, they was not going to take that laying down. So they fought back. And them fighting back caused the game to be removed from all storefronts for a very long time. Right? So
let me give a quick TLDR. My bad. Just because you were right about the French publisher, but that's Nakon. Frogware is Ukrainian. So Frogware is a studio that developed the Sinking City. Frogware initially had a publishing relationship with the French publisher Nakon, formerly known as Big Bad Interactive. Ongoing legal drama over the last 2 years has seen Frogware accuse Nakon of attempting to pirate the Sinking City game, and today Frogware published a blog post explaining in detail how the studio believes the game was pirated. And it was on Steam, and it got DMCA and taken down by its own studio, and they did shit like change the fucking the credit stuff in the credit. You know, you play a game and be like, Nintendo, and it'll be like, Cryware or rare or something like that. They changed like they changed shit like that it was even like some of the licensing stuff like on the box had like removed frogware. It was like all kinds of crazy shit was going on. But sorry, continue.
Yeah, so freaking the game is called The Sinking City.
The Sinking City.
Yeah, so freaking Nacon literally tried to steal this game from them. Like they tried to take all rights of this game.
Mind you, this studio has like 60 people.
Exactly. They tried to completely take full right, like flat up, give me that type shit. Like they was not trying to pay them. They tried to like completely erase them out of here. So in Frogware they fought back. So what happened was, it was a timed exclusive on the Epic Game Store. That's only PC related thing. So for you console guys, you don't got to worry about stuff like that, right? Then it got removed from everywhere. You couldn't buy no physical copies. You couldn't buy PSN. You couldn't buy a freaking Xbox Live. You couldn't buy it off Epic. It got removed entirely from everything and whatnot because Frogwares is having this freaking struggle with Nacon. Just recently, the Sinking City reappears on storefronts on Steam, like last week or so, right? With a freaking huge, like unreasonable discount, like 76% off discount type beat, right? Then Frogwares is like, yo, don't buy that shit. And people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? And they're like, don't buy that shit. They're like, that is a cracked version of the game. That is freaking...
Yes, they went and changed shit in the game too. Yes, I remember reading that. You reminded me. Keep going.
Yeah, so freaking Nacon literally pirated the game.
Modified it illegally.
They modified it illegally, pirated the game, pirated older version of the game. So it is less stable than the freaking version that came out on the Epic Game Store a few I think 2 years ago now. And
yeah.
It's missing DLC. And they released that for people to buy. And Nacon had the audacity to reply and say that they are in their right to do that shit. And it's like, bro, this shit is a fucking night. I never attacking a 60-person development team trying to completely steal a game for what?
The crazy thing too is I think I seen a comment from Nakan trying to say that like, you know, the game only got exposure because of us type beat, and I'm like, what kind of entitled shit is that? You didn't make the game. Right? Like that's like you'd be like, yo, I made this thing, blah yada yada, but I need you to kind of promote it and sell it. And I'd be like, yeah, sure, I got you. And then I'm just like, yeah, yo, so this game that I made, yo, go ahead and buy that for $3. You're like, what the fuck? And I'm like, yo, you wouldn't have sold this game, Ronnie. I did, but did you make the game? Like, you don't own the like. I don't know. It was crazy. I was reading that shit with I'm like, bro, what? Like my head kept turning more and more to the side. I'm like, these shifty motherfuckers, crazy.
Yeah, luckily I bought the game day one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I have the actual final version or final 1.0 version at least anyways.
You said that was your game of the year in 2019, right? Or one of them, or one of your favorite ones?
No, you're probably thinking of Kingdom Come Deliverance, but no, Sinking City was most definitely one of my favorite games when it came out, the year that it came out. And whatnot. I really liked it a lot. It really put me on freaking Lovecraft and that style of freaking horror. The subgenre being cosmic horror really put me on a lot. I thought it was a really interesting game. And plus, I love fucking Eurojank games. But yeah, it's just
Eurojank.
It's just absolutely ridiculous, man. I can't even find the words. Like, I could understand trying to pull this on like a up and coming team, like the team that made freaking LA Noire, for example. Frogwares is the niche upon niche, boy. How many of y'all even know them Sherlock Holmes games I was talking about? What's going on? Like,
I'm not gonna hold you. I looked it up when you said that, and I'm like, I recognize this DS one. I'm pretty sure I played it. That's about it. Which is crazy, man. Oh boy. I feel like this is a decent segue though to the next topic, but keep going.
it is. It just absolutely saddens me. You know, I mean, of course, the business never been squeaky clean or anything like that. But I think things like this have been popping up way more often than it should. With
I
just
agree.
so much malicious intent and
And greed.
screwing people over and greed. It's like, son, am I in a manga? What the fuck is going on?
It's one thing, like you said, like okay, this is like let's steal from this well-known company, money and people or something like that. I don't know. The equivalent of me, Vince, send me make a game and some big name wig try to steal. Like, bro, I got $4 to my name. What's good with y'all? This legal battle we're in is beating my ass financially, as a matter of fact. So I don't know, bro. But speaking of kind of like problems and stuff that happens with gaming and game development, all kinds of things. So there was a carjacking, I believe, was it Chicago,
Yes.
and this somehow prompted some of the like, I actually don't know exactly who said this, but they basically want to start banning violent video games as a result of some carjackings. They're assuming perpetrator A played too much GT. I don't fucking know what to tell you, but this kind of leads into a like cancel culture, accusations, firings, failed leadership, too much greed on the part of developers or whatever the case, stuff like that, and just like the modern and new hardships of making a video game and all the things you have to deal with. Simmy, you want to take it away because you said you had to talk about the Harry Potter thing, the Hogwarts game, and stuff like that. I'm just gonna piss real quick and grab water.
Yeah, so I don't know if y'all noticed, but like I've seen a trend when it comes to game development and whatnot. Have y'all noticed that like every time a game comes out, it could be from hell, it could even be double A. It could be from indie all the way up to triple A. So indie, double A, and triple A games. Whenever there's a game that's coming out and it has like at least some sort of um traction on it, a lot of accusations or wild shit just starts coming out of the wazoo, which then halts or delays development of the game and whatnot. So with the Hogwarts thing, so apparently y'all know that finally we're supposed to be getting a proper Harry Potter game, right? Where it's going to be like an open world RPG where you get to create your own freaking mage and you go to fucking school, right? That sounds like a fantastic, right? So apparently, what had happened was there was a person within that development team that supported Gamergate. What the fuck is Gamergate? Gamergate was a whole
Like,
arc. All right, I was talking about freaking the Harry Potter thing and
Okay.
the Gamergate thing. So
Alright.
apparently Gamergate, because I personally ignored all of this shit. I actually had to look up what exactly Gamergate was. So apparently Gamergate is a harassment campaign. Is a harassment campaign against three women, a part of the freaking video game industry, and it's something that completely spiraled out of control and whatnot. It was supposed to be uh like counterculture against freaking femininity and social justice and progressivism and things like that. I'm not really fucking sure, but that's pretty much what it is. So what had happened was one of the developers a part of this game supported Gamergate. So I'm assuming she was like fuck we means pretty much. On top of freaking what's the bitch name who make fucking Harry Potter?
J.K. Rowling.
Oh, she said some wild ass fucking transphobic shit.
She's a turf. She's a turf. She's a turf.
Yeah, she said
She doesn't
some
like.
wild
She does not like
shit.
trans people.
So this caused people to be like, all right, we're not buying this fucking game. We're gonna make this game flop. And apparently there was internal strife because people wanted to have they wanted to I mean the development team wanted to include a non-binary options for character creation.
Hmm.
So you're already making a game based off of a universe made by a turf, and then there's someone in the development team that flat out supports Gamergate, right? So then that caused backlash for
Hmm.
people. The game is already in the mud and it's like nowhere near coming out, right? And I feel like, son,
Crazy.
don't y'all see like, ain't this a trend? Don't just every other time that there's a game coming out, there's something going on with the development team. We saw it with freaking CD Project Red. Like and it's really ridiculous. I think this is happening way more than it's ever happened freaking back in the day.
You got to remember the thing that happened with the Sense game, right? I haven't played it
Mhm.
yet. I have it. I got it for $9 on Switch, but remember they're like, oh, it's porn. Oh, it's violence against women. Yada yada. Blah blah blah. This should not be on a Nintendo console. This and that and other. And after remember, they're like we vehemently. What I can't remember what they said, but they just stood their ground. Like, yeah, we're good. We're gonna put the game out. Y'all be all right over there. But there's just so many things like this that just happen all the time. But yeah, I actually, now that you brought that up, I vaguely remember when the game got announced, people were like, yeah, I don't fuck with J.K. Rowling, which I actually don't. And I never thought Harry Potter was that good anyways. It's unfortunate because I guess you don't want to contribute to anything that she does becoming more successful, but these people worked on the game and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's tricky to get into. I don't know what side everyone's going to stand on, but just some of the modern things that you have to go through. It's making really anything, but we'll stick to gaming for the time being. It's rough because like I'm trying to remember what game this was. I don't know if you saw it. This was last year though. There was some game that was made, but the main four characters were white, just like white dudes, and people were like, I'm not playing this.
Yo, what the fuck game could that be? Damn, last year?
Yeah, this is like this. I feel like I want to say May to March ish. It was some type of shooter. But even if you think about what the Too Much Water girl, Callie Pelagi, when she said, I don't like the zombie game because it's just like there were no black zombies. I can't remember what she said, something like that. But it's like, I think diversity is important. I actually am not I hate forced diversity. If the gamer you're gonna make, we're gonna have a protagonist. He white and straight, then make him white and straight, bro. I'm not trying. Don't be like, all right, just for the sake of pandering, I'm gonna make her like like Muslim or something. You know, like no, just make the game you want to make. Cause nothing bothers me more than watching something and there's just like a token gay guy, a token black person, and a token trans. Just because, like. And what all they do is accentuate the actual misconceptions about them too, with the way they talk and act, and yeah, motherfucker, nigga. Like no one's trying to see that shit, right? So it's just mad annoying. So I don't know what the goddamn solution is, but oh boy, making something today is just a pain in the ass or something. Do you think these games are getting execution via the people involved in development's intentional? I do think, Simi, that there's some trend happening, and that you know what? Sometimes they do say no publicity is bad publicity. So I definitely think there's been occasions of internal strife and stuff that was maybe fabricated or accentuated. I can agree with that.
Man, listen, I'll be sad if that game don't come out. That's like a perfect thing that I heard Potter game need. And like, yeah, I'm with you. I don't support J.K. Rowling at all, and I'm also with you the fact that I never was like super huge on Harry Potter. I always thought it was like fine.
That's
There
cool.
was elements I liked about it a lot, but yeah,
Mhm.
nothing. I was never crazy about it. But I think that's just a really cool concept for a game, first of all, and it's like very much needed. And if that shit doesn't happen because it is that is gonna be like quite sad because like the game developers don't got nothing to do with that other than the one nigga, obviously. That'd be scary.
Mhm.
Scary that because I was a president too. What I mean by scary is because like if you could just start doing that, then that means niggas could just go out of their way to like dig up something or want a developer or something and just stop game production for certain games coming out or something.
Which is wild.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
they fired the dude that, or I don't even know, dude or girl. Probably my entitlement to this probably a freaking a dude. They fired the person who the Gamergate supporter, and whatnot, right? But regardless, the game is already in the mud. So it's like, let's say that the game does come out. What if um that directly correlates to the sales and people actually like boycott it and whatnot, and it has poor sales and shit like that, right? We don't know what the fuck going on.
Hmm.
And it's just like I feel like this is happening just way too often. Can some of them be fabricated? Absolutely. I don't have any freaking means to disprove that they're not. So then, yeah, there's absolutely a possibility that they freaking could be. But I just find it's really wild and just kind of scary how all games, not just AAA games, indie games, double
Yeah,
A
yeah.
games, so on and so forth, where there's some crazy accusation, sexual abuse, bad
Grooming, whatever.
yeah, brunch, so on and so forth, with development, and then it just spirals out of control. People get fired, entire teams fold, people kill themselves, type beat, So it's like this is really hooking wild. It's I don't
I
know. I
know.
just feel like this was not as much as an issue as it is now that it was back then.
And Sykes, Black Superman already exists. He was a president. I think his name was Calvin Johnson. It's already a thing. I agree. Diversity, not tokenized characters, enforce diversity. Yeah, I can't stand that shit. It bothers me more. I understand like the world, especially the world that we're in now and the time we're in. If I'm making a character creator, I should be able to be black, white, trans, 1 foot to 10 feet, whatever the fuck, fat, skinny, whatever the case is. There should be no issue on that. Non-binary, that should all just be there. Like there shouldn't even you shouldn't even have to think about it at this point. Like think about like
And honestly, when you have games like this, why would it bother you for it to be in there? They could just don't play what you don't want to be. Like what the fuck? Like
literally. Because I mean, if you think about it, at one point when we played a lot of games, what were you always? A dude. And then, are you a boy or a girl? Like, you guys can do it. All you have to do is add a trans option. There you go. Then non-binary. And, there you go. You'll be okay. People will still play the game. Just let them be who they want to be. Because I've told you guys. The second I have a character creator and I can't be black, I just make myself look like a fucking freak. Because I'm not going to relate to the character in any shape or form anyways. So I'm gonna have blue skin on some Mystique shit, and then I'm gonna have some Yugi hair, 4 arms and 6 legs, and just leave. Like I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's just real wild. It's like you don't. I don't know, man. I can't even get out what I'm trying to say. It's just real mind boggling. It just, you know, I hope games will be able to freaking just come out at this point. Because it was we had talked about it, but I'm personally in the mud because my most anticipated game
Mm-hmm.
of the year, which was Vampire the Masquerade
Vampire.
Bloodlines 2, is now 101% in developmental hell. I have no idea if this game is ever going to come out. Y'all probably remember me talking about, loosely talking about a little bit how a lot of the freaking creative team that was a part of storytelling aspect of it, so scenario writing, they left, including the lead developer. I mean the lead scenario writer, right? That was already a big thing, but now Paradox Entertainment or Interactive, I believe, the publisher, flat out said we are completely changing the developer. Hard Suit Labs will no longer be developing this game. I don't think I ever heard no shit like that before in my life.
Wow.
They are completely having a different developer make the game now. All right. So, and not only that, but now within Hard Suit Lab, they're having even more layoffs. What the fuck is going on? And it's like it's I just have no idea like what to even say. It's
Do
absolutely
you?
ludicrous.
I don't. I don't know how many game developers nowadays are more so millennials, Gen Z types. Do you think there could be a class with like an old guard versus a new guard? Maybe,
Absolutely.
maybe Joel walks in, he's 58. He smacks Karen on the ass, and Karen's like, no. HR jail. You know, like I'm starting to wonder if maybe there's some clashing of the generations going on. A lot of these things where it's like I find, like I always say they're radical, whatever, but a lot of these Gen Z people, the moment they're offended or feel like you're being whatever, they'll let you know straight up immediately. This is not acceptable. I won't stand for this type B. You know, so. It could just be the changing of the times and tides. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what the solution is, but keep that fake diversity far from me. I remember when Call of Duty Cold War came out, niggas were mad there was a non-binary option when they didn't even have to pick that option. They were still mad. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, personally, I don't get when people do that, because like, listen, man. Well, we're talking about the creative game, with the make your own character. Yes, everything should be available. But if you if you built the story for your character to be a certain way, just stick to that.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to pander? That's not gonna make It's not gonna make the story better, because to truly incorporate another race, you would have to completely configure what you wanted that character to be, because it might not have the same effect if you change the race. Two, it's just like. This is gaming, man. People are always gonna find a complaint anyway. Just like people always find a complaint for a movie or a book or something. Like 100% of people are not gonna like what you like,
Yeah.
or not gonna be appreciative of whatever you did. So why the fuck are you even bothering doing that? That's so weird.
You know, I absolutely think it's a clash of freaking generations, because you know back then, freaking in the like late 90s, there's a lot of dudes who just got together and it was like, let's try to make our own video game type B. And they go in their fucking basement, they on their computer, and they learn shit from scratch, right? And they grind their teeth on that. And then freaking, or say before that, freaking Nintendo quote unquote saved the industry, right? Then you have people coming together to make their own mark on the world and shit, right? So I really think it's a huge generational clash, because now all of those old guys, you know, they're stepping out of the door, but there's still some lingering ones, probably the freaking most malicious ones of them of all. Now that the big wigs are gone, now that most of the people who, you know, made those decades what they were, they're sitting down, they're taking a back seat. Now these guys are trying to fill in their places, while freaking Gen Z ones are the ones who are now grinding their teeth and whatnot, paying their dues, and it's not looking pretty at all. Because we're talking about accusation at least once a month, boy. I don't care what freaking development team or publishing company you are, at least once a month, something's being fucking accused, and it's like, whoa, this is real fucking crazy. And I don't know when we're going to see the end of it. I'm not saying that you know, once our era is officially done and now it's entirely freaking Gen Z folk making games, that's going to be a bad thing or anything like that, but it's just something has to be done, period. Because this is just really fucking bad, and it's not looking good for games at all. I don't think it's anything drastic like the industry crashing like it did in the fucking 80s is going to happen again, but it's not looking good either.
If it happened once, it could happen again. History repeats itself. You actually just made me think about it. Like, yeah, like, oh man. End of the day, there's just so many variables to account for, which is why I'm with Vince. It's like, you gotta have a vision for what you want to make, and I'm not saying be tone deaf, but you gotta stick to your guns and just make your game. Make what you gotta make. If your game makes you play as whatever character who goes through this linear storyline, and that's the story you want to tell, don't budge from that. Don't do it. At least let them hate you for doing the thing you wanted to make. Not whatever amalgamation pandering you tried to do and they still fucking hate it anyways. Because then you capitulated for what? So I gotta say, I'd rather them hate me for being myself instead of someone I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, the thing is, we gotta.
Plus, go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I said, no, plus the way they make games anyway, niggas just slap on a bunch of bullshit on a DLC anyway. Nigga, you gonna make a black character, just slap that bitch on the DLC, I guess. Yeah, y'all be doing that anyway. Bunch of fucking nonsense. The game hardly be complete. Just fucking slap that bitch out later, I guess.
You know,
It
the thing
look
is,
better.
freaking, we gotta freaking like the whole force diversity thing. You see, that phrase in itself is actually very fucking silly because it's like, how do you force diversity when you know people that different naturally exist, right? So
I agree with that.
people who use the phrase forced diversity, they just complain because they think there's black people and or women in the games and whatnot, right? So I don't like using that term. And so people usually use that term are fucking weirdo insults and or racist. But the issue of tokenized characters, now that is an actual legitimate thing. Don't sit here and put a black person in the game if all he gonna do is be nigga with watermelon in his fucking mouth and a fucking
And chicken in his hair, and he got a gun. Like, talk about motherfucker, bro. Get that shit away from me.
And he got one pant leg rolled up and he wearing Tim's type beat. Like, don't do that. And of course, I have to say, you don't have. I'm not saying that every character that isn't freaking has to have a purpose, you know, because they're like, what the fuck is a black a purposeful black character? But don't tokenize them either. Don't make them an amalgamation of stereotypes because that's doing nothing for nobody. If they're gonna be black, let them be black. Don't make them a freaking super coon. What the fuck is going on?
Because I find they do one of two things: to make him a super coon, especially like an American coon, like, you know, and then two, they try to cater so far in the opposite direction. He was a genius at 6 years old, and like, all right, calm that down. You could be regular.
Exactly. Like,
you could be regular. You don't gotta be T'Challa every time, bro.
If he's gonna be black, let him be black. If he's gonna be Mexican, let him be Mexican. Type B. Don't do all this fucking extra shit.
And just because I'll be reminiscent to say this because John hates this shit. Don't have a Latinx character and have them just say some shit in Spanish randomly or whatever the fuck.
For the fuck of it, yeah, just for the fuck of it, every couple of words he just drop a Spanish bar.
No, Dino. Like, no, like yo, that shit really makes them mad. Cause like, yo, we don't do this. I understand. They're probably like, we do this to make it clear that this person is of that descent. But I'm like, what? You don't need to do this. You know? Oh, damn it. Let me think of... I gotta think of the example, but I haven't forget this one. This one character no one knew was Russian for how long because the dude was just a regular guy. Then one day, like, they see his last name, and it's like, oh, like, you see, from your parents? Like, no, I'm born in Russia. Dude speaks absolutely regular, normal English. They didn't make him, I always do the, oh yes, he's no problem. Like they don't have to do any. He's no problem. No, yeah, he's good. No way. Like they don't have to do any of that. Like you don't have to do shit like that. So just, I don't know, be cognizant of that fact or anything. But yeah, it is what it is. Bro, my Muslim people are always terrorists. Yeah, see, I feel you, man. I understand. What's up, Townsy? And Tom. Is Jay done? Look at that. Look at them. But yeah, man. But the trials and tribulations of modern gaming is truly a tough thing to tackle. We'll see what happens though. We need some of these new people that don't have some goofy ideals, so these people that work on these games don't lose checkered time. Yeah, and also like actually I have a decent example of something too, right? So Dream Daddy, I had a great time playing Dream Daddy. I don't give a fuck. But Dream Daddy is a game where you play as a homosexual father. I think you have a daughter, and you have only male options and one male trans is an option or whatever, right? Now, this game, quote unquote, probably alienates the cis people because we don't understand blah blah. But this person had a vision, had a dream, had a game, and they simply made it the way they wanted, and it took off. And I don't know how well it did, but it did well in its own right. Where it's like, listen. you want to have a game with predominantly black people, whatever, and you're afraid that you're gonna alienate a certain type of person. You can't worry about that. Make the game you want to make. You really can't. I think Dream Daddy is probably a good example. But yeah,
both developers and publishers they gotta stop folding, man. Just make your game. Just make your game, and that's it.
And how many times do we talk about the loud minorities not even going to buy it?
Exactly. That's the biggest issue. There is absolutely nothing wrong with progressivism or social justice or anything like that.
Yep.
But here on the internet, y'all gotta realize and understand
Gotcha.
that what you see is the absolute extreme of everything.
Yeah.
You don't see the freaking normal, upstanding person who believes in these sort of things. All you see is the extremists of each and every side.
Yeah.
And all those people are here to do is freaking cause chaos, pretty much. Every time you see folks talking about some, oh, Real Organs type B, oh, this, that, and the third, they was never going to buy that game regardless. Just come out with your game. Don't stop trying to do all this extra type shit. If you're going to have freaking characters that's, if you're going to have a diverse cast, don't clearly try to pander to folk, and you clearly don't know how to freaking write these characters, so you just use a bunch of stereotypes, because that just makes shit worse. Just make your game, don't do no extra shit, and I guarantee you won't make some money. It is not that hard. If we all make our own shit, there's gonna be shit for everybody.
And you'd be surprised how large a niche market can be, and if anything, how supportive they can be. You may not have the literal, millions around the globe, but for the million that you have around the globe, are extremely supportive, and they're grateful for anything you give them. You'd be surprised. Yeah, sure, you may not become the next, like, I don't know, Game of Thrones or something that just on a global scale a lot of people know like that, but within somewhere random, like, I never, like, how many times we talk about the fact that just Saint Seiya just happened to just take off in, like, Brazil and places like that, like, like, you never know what could happen. So stick to your vision. You have anything else to say about this?
Nah, not necessarily. It's real fucking wild. It's like we don't have to stress and force certain developers, publishers, what may have you, for diversity, because there's going to these games where everybody's going to be represented eventually. You don't have to ask for it. I promise you. There's going to be somebody or a group of people that are going to come out with something that's exactly what the fuck you're looking for. It happens all the time. Go buy some fucking indie games. Type B. If everybody just makes what the fuck they want, I promise you we're going to have a good time. We all going to have what the fuck we want. We're going to get what we want too.
It's very simple for me to see something and be like, oh, that's not for me. And I just move on with my day. Not, I can't believe they had the audacity to make that. Like, bro, relax. You'll be okay over there. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, there's times that I see, I'm like, that's possibly problematic or something, but it got nothing to do with me. And I just turn the page. I'm start saying that now. I just turn the page.
Turn the page.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, thank you everyone who came through. I know there was better shit to watch. I saw all my friends streaming. But yeah, Assassin's Creed Origins, raw. Resident Evil, cool. Ada Wong is not raw. Actually, we didn't talk about that. Ada Wong is not raw, bro.
Not at all.
This is the only femme fatale character I ever seen that's whack. Like straight up whack. What is her purpose? What does she do? I don't know what she want. Her tickle butt with Leon is trash. I don't know.
She's 101% carried by the fact that she an Asian in a tight red dress. That's it.
Oh shit.
She don't do shit, boy. She's garbage. There's so many better female characters in the fucking universe. Bro, Rebecca better than her. She just a medic. Get the fuck out my face. She's whack. Period.
Claire out.
Claire been out, boy.
Yeah. But yeah, Resident Evil, cool. I'm gonna keep playing them. I'm gonna finish 6. I'm kind of not having a good time, but I'm gonna finish it. It's fine. I'll get as far as I can get. I feel like I'll remember enough, anyways. Yeah. Natcom was wilding for the Frogware. They deserve that. Google Stadia totally failed their teams and everything else we talked about. It was, yeah. But anyways, thank you guys for coming. Be out. I feel like probably on the weekend. I'm gonna say Sunday, probably next Twitch stream and everything. But yeah, VOD will be on. Obviously, the VOD will be here. I'm gonna post it on YouTube, the other channel, obviously, and then yeah. Am I gonna play Resident Evil 7? We spoke about that yesterday, right? That's the one with Ethan.
Yeah.
Yes. He told me it was good. I'm gonna play it, and I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play
That game's
it.
pretty spoopy, so I already know.
No, yeah, I've heard. Like it went back to like kind of its roots. But yeah, all right. You guys have a good night.
Johnny!